Hello and welcome, ladies and gentlemen, to a new episode of Africa Today, where we get you the latest news and events taking place on the African scene. And we will start off with our major top stories of the day. Prime Minister Mustafa Madbouli said Egypt and Serbia share significant cooperation and strategic partnership ties, and he was speaking before the Egyptian-Serbian Business Forum he jointly presided over with the Serbian President Alexander Vučić in Cairo on Sunday. Madbouli said the forum will open new cooperation opportunities between Egypt and Serbia, adding that there is a joint commitment to boost bilateral ties in all fields. He said the forum is the first step toward boosting ties between the Egyptian and Serbian business communities. For his part, the Serbian president said Serbia and Egypt enjoy distinguished friendship and we look forward to cementing it. Vučić said the new administrative capital is proof that dreams can be achieved. He said flights between Egypt and Serbia will resume within weeks. Vučić said that a new era of relations between Egypt and Serbia will start in the coming phase and that both sides are working on increasing trade exchange rates. Welcome back, and we're joined over the phone by Mr. Rahman, journalist and political analyst. Good afternoon, sir.
Well, good afternoon to you. You're most welcome, and the dear viewers.
A pleasure having you, sir. Sir, how would you describe the level of ties between Egypt, Cairo and Belgrade?
We have strong and long relations with the Serbian nation, as the Serbian nation, one of the Slavic nations that have a long history, goes way back for hundreds of years with Egypt and the Arabic countries. And of course, we have been one of the first countries that recognize the independence of Serbia, as we have have succeeded to start a new era in the relations between Egypt and Serbia, right afterwards beginning of the leadership of Mr. President Abdel al-Sisi. He has tackled on strengthening relations with nations and countries from Eastern Europe, and of course Serbia is one of them, and we have strong relations with Serbia on all levels, industrially, economically, diplomatically, and even we are sharing almost the same situations towards the two big issues that is concerning the world right now, whether in Gaza towards the Zionist aggression against the Arabs in the occupied land, or the situation in Eurasia, in the war between Russia and Ukraine.
Sir, how important is it for the two sides to strengthen ties in the fields of investment, agriculture and tourism?
Well, of course, Serbia is one of the countries that have great potential and have wide range of power sources, agricultural and industrial, sharing the same sources that we have here in Egypt, as we have also great sources of agricultural assets and industrial assets and expertise, and exchanging that assets together and developing our cooperation for the good and the good benefits for our own two nations represents a lot, and opening new gates, new horizons for cooperation, and the good and the will for our two nations. And of course, the relations between Egypt and Serbia is a part of a strategic relations, whether with Serbia or other countries neighboring the same country, like Hungary, like other countries like Slovakia, like too many countries that we are sharing the same concept diplomatically, politically, and industrially, and economically, of course.
Great. Sir, the forum is a first step towards boosting ties between the Egyptian and the Serbian business communities. Now, how would you elaborate on the importance of closer ties between the business communities in both countries?
Well, there is nothing better than opening doors for investors from a friendly country. You feel that you are dealing with a friendly investment without no suspicious. We have the Serbian investment is open and welcome in Egypt, and of course we are welcoming each and every Serbian citizen as a tourist, as an investor, as a friend to Egypt. We appreciate our friendship, and we are of course. With this new meeting, we are establishing a new era in our own bilateral relations, and of course, economical relations is very important to strengthen those ties.
Mm-hmm. How would you describe the role of business forums in boosting bilateral ties between Egypt and Serbia?
We have a great strategy that is built, as I always say, on the balance between our relations with the West or with the West or with the East, the Eastern countries, and that's why we have great potentials to start and boosting those relations. And I believe that the Serbians are welcoming and appreciating the Egyptian efforts towards this goal.
Madbouli said that the forum will open new cooperation opportunities between Egypt and Serbia. Now, what fields do you expect to witness stronger ties between the two sides, and why?
Let me tell you why. I believe that the Serbian country, the Serbian nation, and the Serbian investment is the typical investment that Egypt needs right now, which is industrial and agricultural. By first degree, the top and the most prior projects should be concerned and concentrated on in this era, on this stage, this phase of time that we are up against, and as we have greater challenges that we are up against. And of course, we need those sorts of projects, those sorts of investments, industrially, agriculturally. This is the main sources, the main point, the main pillars should that our projects and our basis of cooperation should be based upon. And of course, we have wonderful relations with Serbia and other countries likewise, like Serbia and other countries from Eastern Europe that share the same concepts. We need it more than real estate projects. We need it more than even touristic investments right now, as we have witnessing that the world is not ready for touring the world right now, as we need to maintain our own solidarity and independence and to strengthen the pillars of our own economy.
Mm-hmm. During his visit to Cairo, the Serbian president discussed military cooperation also with Egypt. What common challenges face Cairo and Belgrade?
We share the same situations. And from our own independent and strong situations, of course, here comes challenges and the consequences. And we both are paying the price of our own strong situations, but we are gladly paying that price because this is the price of our own independence, and we are willing to pay anything for this target. Achieving honorable situation, honorable statements, honorable actions towards what's concerning our own national security and our own identity. Whether agreeing with let's talk internationally, agreeing with the Russian intentions from the operation in Ukraine to preserve its own national security, or within the Arabic region concerning supporting the Arabic rights in the occupied land against the Zionist aggression. That is just about to end in matter of nothing more than 5 or 10 years, inshallah.
Great. Well, I would like to thank you so much, Mr. Abdel Rahman, a journalist and political analyst. Many thanks for your insight. And dear viewers, now we move on to our special reports. Egypt has inaugurated a direct flight between Cairo, Djibouti and Mogadishu. The move is aimed at boosting cooperation with the countries of the Horn of Africa, and experts say it also has political and security dimensions.
Egyptian Foreign Minister Badr Abdel, accompanied by Minister of Civil Aviation Sameh Al-Hifni, embarked on a tour operated by Egypt Air to Djibouti and Mogadishu, marking the first direct flights between Egypt and these two African nations. The Foreign Ministry statement said the inauguration of this direct flight line between Egypt and both Djibouti and Somalia comes within the framework of keenness to strengthen the bonds of cooperation and ties between the peoples of the three countries. The ministry added that it also reflects the historical and deep relations between Egypt and both nations. Deputy President of the Egyptian Council for Foreign Affairs, Ambassador Salah Halima, spoke about the political implications of Egypt's decision to launch direct flights to Somalia and Djibouti. He said also that Egypt's decision to strengthen cooperation with Somalia and Djibouti has mainly security interests, while Cairo aims to address security threats in the Horn of Africa. He said economic and commercial interests come in second place, noting that Somalia and Djibouti face many security challenges in light of the developments in the Horn of Africa and the Red Sea. Halima then said there is a link between regional developments such as the Gaza war, the Sudan crisis, the security situation in the Red Sea, the Ethiopian-Somali tension, and Egypt's moves towards strengthening its relations with the Horn of Africa. He said, therefore, cooperation between Cairo, Djibouti and Mogadishu has political and security dimensions. Earlier, Egypt emphasized the importance of achieving security, stability and peace in Somalia as a fundamental pillar for security and stability in the entire region. This came after Ethiopia signed a memorandum of understanding with Somaliland that would give Addis Ababa access to the Red Sea, a key waterway for global trade. In return, Ethiopia would consider recognizing Somaliland's independence.
Welcome back, and moving on to Somalia. 5 inmates are said to be from Somalia's AI Shabab group, and 3 guards were killed in a blaze of gunfire during an attempted breakout from the main prison in the capital Mogadishu on Saturday. Witnesses reported hearing the sound of grenade explosions and machine gun fire.
Jailed members of the Al-Qaeda-linked Al-Shabaab group, which has been waging an insurgency for years, managed to obtain weapons and launched what appeared to be a well-planned bid to escape the prison. Security sources said violent elements tried to stir terror in the central prison. Colonel Abdel Khalaf, spokesman for the Somali Custodian Corps, speaking at a brief press conference, added that the situation has now returned to normal. He said 5 prisoners and 3 soldiers died and 18 other prisoners and 3 soldiers were wounded. He added that investigations are ongoing and the wounded are being treated now. Witnesses living near the compound reported hearing the sound of grenade explosions and machine gun fire. Al-Shabaab has carried out numerous bombings and other attacks in Mogadishu and other parts of the country, although few have been recorded in recent months. Al-Shabaab has been fighting to oust the fragile central government of Mogadishu for more than 17 years. The government has joined hands with local clan militias to fight the militants in a campaign supported by an AU force and US airstrikes. But the offensive has suffered setbacks, with Al-Shabaab earlier this year claiming it had taken multiple locations in the center of the country.
A school collapse in Nigeria has resulted in the death of 22 students. More in the following report.
A 2-story school building in Jos City, Plateau State, north-central Nigeria, collapsed during morning classes on Friday, resulting in the deaths of 22 students. The Saints Academy College collapsed shortly after students, mostly aged 15 or younger, arrived for classes. A total of 154 students were trapped, 132 were rescued and are being treated for injuries, according to Plateau Police spokesman Alfred Alabo. Rescue and health workers along with security forces were immediately deployed to the scene. The state government blamed the collapse on the school's weak structure and its location near a river bank, urging other schools with similar issues to close down. Building collapses are increasingly common in Nigeria, often due to poor enforcement of building regulations.
Ladies and gentlemen, that brings us to the end of this edition of Africa Today. Many thanks for watching and stay tuned for more coming up here on Nile TV International.